Leonidas drops the stun and drops the full ult. Oh my goodness, look at the health bars. It's a quad kill.
Should find the kill. Lunara will clean up that fight. Oh my god, I can't believe it. It is going to be Soul Shield. You gotta be kidding me.
Raw to take the 3v1, gets one, looking for the second. Crispy is popping off.
Looks like that Blizzard may connect with 4 people.
Lady Ronin! Oh my goodness, what a chat!
That was really good.
Hello and welcome back to the Nexus Gaming Series. I am the Caffeinated, and tonight it is the Heroic Division semi-final matchup between Caffeinated Knights and Imagine. Winner will be going on to the Grand Finals here in the Heroic Division. I hope you're having an excellent night. I hope you're up bright and early at the crack of 7:30 p.m. to catch this matchup. Our teams are in the lobbies. They're getting ready to go. Be all set soon. We are graced with no cats. No cats to be had, no cats to be found. Because it's too early. Their rhythm is totally thrown off. We might see them at some point. But while we have a moment here, let's go over to the map select screen to see that we are going to Alterac Pass as our first map. Now, Caffeinated Knights did have the option of first pick or map pick as the higher seed in this series. They opted for map pick, banning away Towers of Doom and Tomb of the Spider Queen. Imagine removing Volskaya Foundry and Battlefield of Eternity. And Alterac Pass is where we're going to start. Starting off on one of the longer maps, one of the slower maps perhaps. Very split push heavy, very siege heavy. See if anyone's got a trick up their sleeve or if they're just going to play it down the middle here. Shall see. We'll give them the caster ready, grease the wheels a little bit here. And we'll be able to get started. Let's go back to me and see that there are indeed still no cats. No cats allowed, but we do have NGS swag. We got the hat here with a little bit of golf sweat in there. Ooh, golf sweat. We got this shirt going. All of which available at the NGS storefront. NGS storefront. A link you can click where you can buy rad stuff. We also have a Patreon, by the way. If you'd like to support NGS the League, ! Patreon in the chat. Give you all the info. There's cool rewards there, and you can just help keep the league going. It's fantastic. You love to see it. That's about all the ads I can do. We're just going to wait for the teams to be all set to go and hit the go button here on Alterac Pass. In the meantime, though, take a quick look at the standings. These two teams were pretty close here coming into the playoffs. The number 2 and 3 seed at 22 and 20 points respectively. 30K Violet at 26 points, definitely pulling ahead there. They'll be playing their semifinal matchup against Bronze 6 on Sunday, I believe. Eternally Blue TV is going to bring you that matchup right here again on the Nexus Gaming Series channel. But this is going to be a close one. This is our 2-3 matchup. See if Imagine's got what it takes to overcome, or if Caffeinated Knights will move on as the favorite here. Looks like we got some readies coming on out from the teams. So once they hit go, I hit go, and we jump into a draft, and it's fantastic. Hey, they say hit go, so I jumped into the draft, and now it's fantastic. I've got a moment. I gotta remember that I'm on a channel that actually has predictions now. I'm gonna have to do predictions for y'all. We're going to kick things off with a Blaze ban coming on out here from Imagine. Blaze, just an all-around great hero right now, can do a lot of things from the main tank position, from the off-lane position, in the team fight, in the split push, in the double soak. Nothing the Blaze can't really do. Caffeinated Knights removing Garrosh here. Garrosh with the level 1 unrivaled strength can make some tricky plays around the objective that you don't really see coming. Garrosh also can set up a lot of interesting fights here on Alterac because of how easily you can walk across those sections between the lanes. Anubarak banned away by Imagine. Anubarak, another hero with some tricks here on Alterac Pass, using the Beetles to solo cap objectives. And Caffeinated Knights will just ban away the Sylvanas here, possibly the most versatile assassin in the game right now. That does leave Breakwood to pick up the Junkrat here, though. Surprising the Junkrat did get let through. Is Imagine going to go ahead and lock that down? Junkrat has been very contested amongst most divisions here in NGS, but especially the higher ones here. Berserk's rooting for a game number 3. Well, I've got good news for you. Today is a best of 5, so you will definitely be getting a game number 3. Ark is going to grab the Hogger, also available here. Very, very powerful in taking the back objective, and Grey Color going for the Li Ming. This is a map with a lot of wide open spaces. There are still, you know, a couple of minions that could possibly be in the way, but not that many for Li Ming, so it should be pretty free to get those shots in. JTR going to respond with a Tychus here, and Virtuoso going for the Diablo. Good double pick there. Usually Diablo reserved for when Tychus is no longer an option, or can be next banned away. And Li Ming does have a pretty tough time killing a Diablo, so Caffeinated Knights are going to have to worry about that in their other damage pick, to make sure Diablo doesn't just run wild. Imagine, they're looking at the Hogger, they're looking at the Li Ming, they've got to think about what kind of healer, what kind of tank could be setting up those Ming shots. Varian comes to mind, Deckard comes to mind, Anduin, all helpful there. They're going to ban away the Greymane, though. They don't want the double reset combination, and they don't want that cursed bullet to be knocking Diablo down quickly. See what Caffeinated Knights is going to come up with here. Osmanthus bringing us the Johanna. Can definitely slow people down a little bit for those Li Ming shots, and there is the Anduin here for Love Dart. So we got a CC combination there between Johanna and Anduin, and Li Ming will be the follow-up. Excuse me. Imagine looking for their last 2 picks here. Double damage already locked in with the tank, so they need that off lane, they need that healer. See if they want to go with a global like Brightwing, maybe? Maybe Dahaka? They're going to go with an off-lane ETC here. Fatal Rampage locking that in, and Richard Gere is going for the Rhaegar, one of the strongest sieging healers that we have right now. Excuse me. Felipe in the last spot, in the flex position here for Caffeinated Knights. See what they want to draft. Try to counter this double tank comp here from Imagine. Tychus already taken away. It's going to be the Vala here for Felipe. One of the higher output damage heroes for a single assassin. Definitely put a hurting on Diablo if Vala can stay locked on for too long. But of course, if Diablo gets the right angle, could be trouble there. It's going to be up to Anduin positioning to come through with those saves. Looks like JTR has moved to the Junkrat. Breakwood has moved to the Tychus. Everyone else is happy. All right, let's do a prediction. Start prediction. Who will win the game? Caffeinated Knights or Imagine? 2 minute start. Yes, understood. Cool. All right. We did the thing. Who do you think's going to win? The bet is open. Is it going to be Caffeinated Knights? Is it going to be Imagine? Only you can tell with your channel points. And that is better than speech. Let's get into the game and introduce our teams for game number 1. On the left in the blue, we have Caffeinated Knights. Osmanthus is on the Johanna. Grey Color on the Li Ming. Love Dart playing Anduin. Ark on the... somebody. Ark. Felipe is on the Vala. Ark is on Li Ming. Didn't recognize... no. Ark is on Hogger. Grey Color's on Li Ming. My god, what a great start. On the right in the red, we have Imagine. Fatal Rampage is on the ETC. Virtuoso on Diablo. Breakwood is on the Tychus. JTR on the Junkrat. And Richard Gere is on the Rhaegar. At least we got through that one. Goodness gracious, Crush, get it together. Fatal Rampage going to go ahead and stop a little bit of that Li Ming damage as Grey Color works on the front wall there. Junkrat trying to dissuade the Arcane Mage from moving up too much further, but that's some pretty quick wave clear coming on out from the side of Caffeinated Knights. All gonna get to mount up and move on back, and we'll see what the split looks like here. ETC headed to the top lane to go against Johanna. Breakwood gonna have to take the long route to go and find Hogger here, as Ark is pushing this lane into the wall. We got another wave mid, but we have the camp coming on up here. We see Hogger already heading back here for Caffeinated Knights. JTR trying to help with the mid wave clear, but is going to need the help of at least one. I imagine it's going to be Rhaegar to head on back to that camp. It's going to get started a little bit late here. So Hogger is going to go ahead and get a little bit of an advantage there. See who jumps out ahead. Between Rhaegar and Junkrat, they can clear pretty quickly. It's going to be close. But it looks like it's still Hogger who got there a couple seconds earlier. Still basically the same timing, though. See Osmanthus holding down the mid here as JTR has returned to lane. Virtuoso going to come on up as well to try to help with this mid clear. Grey Color continuing to poke on in there. Hogger coming up to the mid as well. Caffeinated Knights are consolidating their forces here, but the long-range clear of Junkrat is going to deny too much push power. Still Felipe putting some damage onto JTR as the camp hits the wall. Grey Color going to get a couple of shots here as the concussion mine not quite going to reach the intended target. No serious attempts at a kill thus far, but we'll see if that changes. It looks like Diablo might be on the way down, but instead just going to try to control this area. As we are approaching the 2-minute 30 mark, we will have the objective call for the bottom lane to start things off. Both teams are going to want to get their back camp one more time. They're going to want to find their level 7s before even thinking about going towards that objective, as the camps are up in about 10 seconds here. Felipe coming on up, trying to give Osmanthus some relief. Fatal Rampage just going to go ahead and get the bump back and use the healing on guitar solo to deny the poke damage. Camps are up once again. They're going to be started by both squads. Looks like with a little bit of help, Ark is going to get the better of that exchange. But once again, Rhaegar, Junkrat, both pretty dang good at clearing that back camp, especially together. Seven's not here quite yet. They got the middle camp to worry about as well. Junkrat coming up to the mid to help out here, as we see Caffeinated Knights doing a good job of getting towards the wall once again. Li Ming bombing away from the bottom side. See if they want to peel towards the objective. Looks like Caffeinated Knights might be going for a tap here, but Junkrat has the area covered. ETC is going to get chastised there, as we see Caffeinated Knights just clearing away these minions. But now level 7s are here. See Breakwood trying to put a little bit of damage onto Ark, but that Hogger bounce always goes just a little bit farther than you expect. Excuse me. Looks like a possible scuffle in the mid here. Grey Color taking some hits. Li Ming gets away and out of trouble. Fatal Rampage remaining on the top side, may need to rotate on down soon to try to go for any objective at all, but they don't necessarily have to. They can just kind of stay on the side soak until 20 if they choose. There's a good turnaround onto Virtuoso. Great cleanse from Richard Gere to make sure not a moment of extra damage that didn't need to be there went on out. We see Hogger jumping on the left side camp once again, because somehow it's time for the camp again. Rhaegar going to try to solo the right side camp, will be significantly slower than Hogger this time, and Caffeinated Knights has now definitely pulled ahead on these camp timings. Still right side still being worked on here. Mid wall is taken down here by Felipe and Grey Color. Just slowly eking out value right now as Caffeinated Knights. Love Dart and Felipe. First interrupt goes on out. Felipe going to try for the next. JTR not going to get the interrupt in time. Caffeinated Knights is going to start their channel. Felipe stepping up there for something onto Virtuoso, as 10s are slightly sooner for Caffeinated Knights as of now, but they don't have them just yet. We have a full 5v5 brewing here. Fatal Rampage caught by the Calamity there, looking for a possible slide on through. Hogger is just going to bounce in this corridor and take away that totem. Saved there is Felipe by Love Dart, as Fatal Rampage is forced to still move back and clear out the mid here for Imagine. Breakwood moving back to safety on the bottom side, as 10 is very close. See if 12 seconds can be had here with Caffeinated Knight's minor advantage. They've got the Light Bomb, Wave of Force, Rain of Vengeance, Falling Sword. Hogger yet to choose here. See what Hogger ends up doing. It is the Shockwave for Hogger. Arc waiting for the camp once again. Just trying to further extend this camp timing lead. 10s are in for Imagine as well, as they're 5 seconds away from their own camp here. We've got the Commandeer Odin, Riptire, Ancestral Healing, Stage Dive, and Lightning Breath. Mid camps are going to meet once again here as we see a move onto the bottom side, but Breakwood close enough to the gate to get away from the gank. Osmanthus looking for another channel. Virtuoso has the interrupt. Diablo going to go ahead and start to move back. Junkrat in the area. Felipe gets on out of trouble there. Lightning Breath is going to come on out, but will be quickly cancelled. ETC is going to slide in the back and get quickly stunned, rooted. Looking for another stun is the Rain of Vengeance. Fatal Rampage could be in some trouble. Still has the slide on through. Love Dart has the pull, and still no kills in this exchange. Junkrat continuing to permanently ward this objective. Is a problem here for Caffeinated Knights. Camp's still meeting in the mid. Fatal Rampage going to go ahead and clear this away as we see Imagine going for a channel now on the left side objective. Love Dart pushed out, and there it is. Channel time has started. Hogger grabbing some experience on the top lane here. Imagine still has 20 seconds left to channel this thing. Osmanthus going to step up, try to save a couple of seconds. Felipe moving in onto Fatal Rampage. ETC gets away from the Rain of Vengeance. Double channel is in, but Osmanthus does not get hit by the Flame Stomp, and the timer is stopped. JTR waiting to get these interrupts here. Gray color. Breakwood gets the interrupt next, and the next grenade somehow goes through. Oh! Anduin gets the channel there on the double. Falling Sword onto 2, and Richard Gere is in big trouble. Trohana trying to chase on through for the kill. Love Dart went for the solo light bomb onto Tychus, but it didn't land. Virtuoso remaining high here thanks to these flame stomps, getting huge healing value. Objective is ultimately going to go over to Caffeinated Knights, and this game is still 0-0 on kills. Raiders are going to run on down the lanes. See if the damage done to mid results in a fort, or if we see a strong defense here from Imagine. 13s are about to be here for Caffeinated Knights, though. Just a couple more minions, and there they go. Tychus Odin comes on out to try to clear this safely. Moving on up to the top side here, looking for Fatal Rampage. ETC is slowed. Objective is now reaching the wall, and it looks like top fort may be the play here from the side of Caffeinated Knights. Virtuoso and Rhaegar coming through as well as Fatal Rampage gets the bump back. Grey Color managing to escape there. ETC not going to receive the heal in time. Falling Sword Light Bomb connects, and that is Rhaegar now going down. Virtuoso trying to move away. Felipe is on the chase. The self-healing, is it going to be too much? No. Diablo will fall, and that is an extended triple kill here for Caffeinated Knights during this objective. JTR defending the bottom side here from Hogger. Top Raider is onto the keep wall, and now mid-keep is exposed. Caffeinated Knights going to try to step up and get a 2-fort advantage. ETC going to dive into the mid. Felipe just stands their ground and gets the stun. Fatal Rampage forced to move away. Follow just laying in the damage there out of the fort range. Osmanthus gathers him up. Nice double root there from Anduin. Li Ming trying to get this building down. Another volley or two should do it if they can get the angle. The back camps are up once again. This time, Imagine is on it somewhat quicker. Augur going to try to start this thing up on the left to keep the pace. Bottom fort now in trouble. Virtuoso and Breakwood going for the defense here. Just one more auto, maybe some arcane missiles, and bottom fort is going to go down. Nice job on the root follow-up. Virtuoso in a little bit of trouble. Junkrat moves Osmanthus to the low side, and there is the ancestral healing from Richard Gere. Greycolor trying to move into range. Will finish off the mid fort, so that is the first objective capped and all 3 forts taken down here by Caffeinated Knights. Next prison camp is located on the top side. As right now, Caffeinated Knights about to have their level 16s. Imagine may not want to go for a fight here. They might want to break off and possibly do bottom boss, as we see top boss is started up by Caffeinated Knights. Junkrat still on the top side here. Rhaegar and Tychus on the way to help out ETC should be enough. As we see Caffeinated Knights going to go ahead and cap that top boss. Next objective is ready to go here. Greycolor going to double back and they're going to work on this channel. Looks like Osmanthus wants to go down to the bottom boss. It's not going down very quickly here. There's a chance Johanna gets here in time. Caffeinated Knights are on the way, and Osmanthus is going to ride on in. There's the bump back from Fatal Rampage. Slide does not connect onto Johanna, and Osmanthus is on the point. Fatal Rampage not even going to bother. Just going to get the back on out of there. The Light Bomb will be cleansed out, but ETC still going down. Too much damage to be had. That is going to be a double boss for Caffeinated Knights. Root comes out onto Diablo on the top side, and here is the walk around. Arc can't get the stun into the wall, but still a lot of damage to be had. Li Ming with a full combo as Hogger steps on up, and Diablo falls on down. That is 5 kills to nothing here for Caffeinated Knights, and they've got a boss on the bottom keep wall. Top boss still being dealt with here. JTR having to clear that up, as we see it took a little bit out of the top keep. Bottom boss still at half health here, and this keep could be forfeit. Li Ming with the mirror ball locking in. Vala just cleaving away at this structure. That is going to be a keep going down, and this is a lot more progress than you normally see from teams this early from Caffeinated Knights. They've taken little advantages, turned them into big advantages that are hard to come back on. That's just kind of how it goes on Alterac Pass, and Caffeinated Knights are playing it very, very nicely. See Greycolor stepping up, getting a few dismounts there, but the team just going to move on back. Vala not ready to go. Instead, Felipe is grabbing the back null cam. Same thing over here for Imagine. Breakwood and Richard Gere want to get that out as much as possible. They're also on a brief 16 talent tier equity, so they may want to find a fight once they finish off that camp, if at all possible. ETC does have Stage Dive ready to enter the fight if necessary. Virtuoso looking here, can't find Felipe. Osmanthus gonna deny the Shadow Charge with the Iron Skin. Greycolor gonna keep on throwing out those volleys. Virtuoso will be interrupted here. Nice bump back onto Osmanthus, could be trouble. There is the healing coming out onto Virtuoso, going to be stunned by Felipe, but avoids the stun by Johanna. Lightning Breath comes on out as Fatal Rampage looking for a slide, but did not quite get it. We've entered defensives once again here. Fatal Rampage, next to be targeted here by Caffeinated Knights. 19 to 17. The window is starting to close here for Imagine if they want to find an even talent tier fight anytime soon. Greycolor gets away. They can't get... Oh, No, they didn't. It was too late. Virtuoso finished the channel. So now Caffeinated Knights are on the clock. They've got to step up here and stop this, or deal with the Raiders as they come on down the lanes. Root is absorbed there. Next root is placed. 20 seconds left on the objective. Hogger gonna be zoned out there by JTR. Odin popped as well by Tychus, just trying to buy enough time to finish off this objective. Hogger gonna spin right into the mix here. Arc is stunned, and now Osmanthus is moving on in. There's the save from Anduin. And it looks like this objective is gonna be going over to the side of Imagine. Caffeinated Knights just didn't see the engage they wanted. They want to wait for 20s, and they do so effectively. So their next fight should be quite advantaged in their favor. Lanes again all the way pushed in. Mid just got cleared. Bottom is stacking up to try to take down this objective. Felipe trying to kite on backwards here. Osmanthus helps gather it up and deal a little bit of damage. Li Ming Hogger coming down on the flank as JTR not going to get hit with the wave of force. It was pretty close, but no cigar. Top objective cleared up. Bottom objective still healthy, but it's taken a little bit to move up in the lane here. So Arcloth going to solo the mid objective as the bottom one starts to ride. Imagine waiting for a rotation here. Virtuoso going to have to get out of trouble. This looks like it's going to be all structure standing here. 4 Caffeinated Knights. We've got Osmanthus in the back looking for an engage. Light Bomb goes off too early, but there's the Heaven's Fury bolts onto 2. JTR is pushed back into the Rain of Vengeance. Now they've got extra stuns for Virtuoso. DQ combo. Diablo not able to control their hero. Richard Gere is going to go down as well. That's 3 down. They might be able to overcome the double shielding and take this game. Fatal Rampage and Breakwood going to try to come on through for the defense. This is a notoriously difficult core to take down with 2 keeps remaining up, but it's only 2 on the defense. Core is down to nearly half. There's the stage dive from ETC looking for Grey Color, moved in. They're going to get the bounce back. Core is starting to leash a little bit. 24 seconds on the Junkrat as it finally goes down to half. Heaven's Bolts come on out from Osmanthus, looking to get some healing out. Fatal Rampage, stunned and rooted as the core is moving down past half. Arc in trouble is actually going to be taken down here by the core. Slide from Fatal Rampage is good, but it looks like it's too much damage. Light Bomb comes on out, and that is going to be the game in one of the faster Alterac Pass maps we've seen. Caffeinated Knights is going to go up 1-0. Very nicely played, just sort of a textbook Alterac Pass. They took the little advantages they could find and never let go of the lead. Very nicely played there by Caffeinated Knights. Let's jump into the post-match and see that Grey Color on the Li Ming leading the way on hero damage for Caffeinated Knights. Only gave up 1 death that game, just the Hogger going down to the core there at the end. Imagine, on the other side, Tychus, played by Breakwood, getting ahead on the damage, nearly 37,000 coming on out there, and also an immortal effort. We'll take a look at the talents as we go ahead and update the scoreboard, and we'll get ourselves ready for a game number 2. Just a little game number 2 on the way. Alrighty. Game 1 is in the books here. We don't have a new lobby just yet, so we are going to go to a short break. And when we come back, it's going to be game number 2 of this heroic semifinal matchup. We've got Caffeinated Knights taking on Imagine. Don't go far. We'll be right back. Alrighty. Welcome back. Very, very short break because our next lobby is filling up here for game number 2 of Caffeinated Knights versus Imagine. Let them know that I'm all set to go, and we better jump on over to the map select screen before we don't have a chance. See that we are going to Dragonshire here for map number 2. This time, Imagine opting for the map pick. Looks like we're still waiting on one player to be all ready to go, and then we will get started once again here. How'd you find game number 1, chat? Was that the Alterac Pass that you've dreamed of your whole life? Was that the one? I hope it was. Still, as if serendipitous, the cat returns. How you doing, Jim? So very early in the evening for them. They're not asleep yet. Once we have our 10th player back, we will start up here on Dragonshire. Considering how that map number 1 went, it wasn't terribly aggressive from either team, but it was Alterac Pass, so there's not, there's a lot of room to not be aggressive is how I will say that. Dragonshire, on the other hand, a lot more opportunities to gank, a lot more opportunities to scuffle on those 2 points, so I imagine we're going to see a little bit more of a team fight bent to these squads in our next draft. To see what that draft is going to be, because we're still waiting on that player. Don't you hate it when you think you're ready to go and you're not? Big time unfortunate. Yes, the cat is here. The other one's actually in the window right now. I'd move the camera if it wouldn't mess up everything, but like just that way. Over there. I got a cat in the window. Was Towers of Doom banned? It sure was. You just can't catch a break anymore. You just can't catch a break. It's Towers of Doom bans. We had Tomb of the Spider Queen banned as well. It's a tragedy. I want to see them play Sky Temple. I think Sky Temple's pretty cool. Give me Sky Temple, give me Braxis. Our yesterday games, we got a pair of those. That was awesome. No, we didn't get Sky Temple. We got Volskaya, we got Braxis. No, we did get Sky Temple. Was it banned? I totally forget. It was a 5-game series that melted my brain. But we do have a next draft, so I don't need a brain. I just need to look and see. Let's go in. And see that Caffeinated Knights will be first picked. Will have first pick. They will ban away Garrosh once again. They've got the scouting information in. Someone ever manages to win Juice Pirates on Alterac, its sanctity will be violated. Ain't that the truth? If someone manages to go core off of 2 keeps, and the other team is just literally AFK, and they get the core down 100-0, that'll be one for the record books. Imagine banning out the Junkrat. We see Caffeinated Knights is going to remove Lunara here. That vision on the bottom side, invaluable information on Dragonshire. And Imagine is going to remove the Anduin. Going to move Love Dart onto something else. And Grey Color happily going to lock up that Sylvanas first pick here for Caffeinated Knights. With Junkrat and Lunara banned away, I imagine Hanzo might be something that Imagine is looking to pick up. Maybe even Caffeinated Knights to pick up as we see it's Blaze Lucio here for Fatal Rampage and Richard Gere. Lucio, a little bit flimsy. Could be caught by a particular comp here on the rotations through the mid, but also just such a slippery DJ. Hard to go wrong there with all of those cleanses. Caffeinated Knights thinking about their next 2 picks here to pair along with this Sylvanas. Love Dart opting for the Rhaegar this time in lieu of Anduin, and Ark is going to go for an early Leoric against this Blaze. Picking and counter-picking going on here from both squads. You love to see it. Making sure one role isn't neglected. Imagine going to remove the Diablo here. Feeling somewhat threatened by the big red machine. Caffeinated Knights, they're looking at the Blaze, they're looking at the Lucio. Gotta think they're possibly worried about an Anubarak, considering the bans thus far. We'll see what they're thinking here in this mid-ban. You're gonna ban out Li Ming. Interesting. I usually don't see this much priority onto Li Ming, so Caffeinated Knights, they picked it last time, now they're going to remove it this time. I don't really think of Li Ming Lucio as the combo, but maybe they've got the intel on Imagine, and they don't want to give that Ming over. JTR going to respond with a Greymane instead. Virtuoso will take the Johanna for Imagine. Johanna Blaze, classic combination, very good at controlling the front line and allowing Greymane to step up aggressively. Caffeinated Knights looking for their last 2 picks. They need a flex, they need a tank. Unless they're going Leoric tank, which you could do. Chromie is going to be the choice for Felipe. Osmanthus going to the ETC. It's our second ETC game of the day, and our first Chromie. We love Chromie. Chromie's the way. I loved playing bottom lane anchor Chromie on Dragonshire. I did it for a couple seasons. And I'm excited to see it again here from Caffeinated Knights. Breakwood going for the last pick, Cassia here. The only real hard CC into Cassia is the ETC. So Cassia should be able to keep that armor high throughout the majority of the game here. See if anyone is switching picks. Looks like they're all set to go. You love to see it. Alright, next prediction. Next prediction. Let's fire it up. Let's get it rolling. Yes, I know I won't be able to bet in it. It's all fine. Now is the time. Get your bets in. Who's going to take game number 2? Caffeinated Knights. They've got a Chromie. Yes. Imagine they've got a Lucio. That's pretty good too. Lucio is a terror on the streets. Let's get into the game as the load screens are fast today. Here we go. It is game number 2. On the left in the blue, we have Caffeinated Knights. Arc on the Leoric, Osmanthus playing ETC. Gray color is on Sylvanas. We've got Felipe on the Chromie, and Love Dart is on the Rhaegar. On the right in the red, we have Imagine. Richard Gere is on the Lucio. Virtuoso playing Johanna. Fatal Rampage on the Blaze. JTR on Greymane, and Breakwood is on the Cassia.
2, 1. Let the battle begin.
Let the battle begin. Game number 2 on Dragonshire is underway. Chromie looking for the Dragon's Breath stacks on level 1. Cassia going to be stacking up the Lightning's Fury Q on level 1. Sylvanas still thinking about that level 1. We'll see what it's going to be, if we're going to go for the Qs or the autos. As Virtuoso steps on up for the wave clear there. A couple more stacks for Chromie. It is going to be the overwhelming affliction here for Sylvanas, as Grey Color manages to warp away from the Johanna engage. Fatal Rampage with a great stun on the side, though, and that is going to be Sylvanas going down as first blood. A very nice re-engage there from Imagine. It looked like they were breaking off, but then Blaze came on back with a great jet propulsion. Rotations will continue here. See Virtuoso, JTR looking on the top side, just going to try to clear this lane out. And they do so. Cassia going to try to battle it out with Chromie down here on the bottom lane. Cassia not a common solo bot lane anchor, but you know, could work. Could work. We'll have to see if Breakwood can just end up continuing to dodge these shots, put a little bit of pressure onto the Sand Wizard. Virtuoso thinking about an invade here, moving right across, looking for the quick cap. Osmanthus on the back, not going to be able to get there. Richard Gere with the boop, and that is a great invade there from Imagine. Osmanthus not going to get hit there by the Blaze jet propulsion. Fatal Rampage going to break off here as Leoric is double soaking for the side of Caffeinated Knights. Breakwood grabbing the bottom channel for just a moment. No one's in the top lane yet, but Leo and Blaze are on the Ray. Uh-oh, Osmanthus going to get a nice slide on through. Follow-up is good, and Cassia is down. That stun on ETC is long enough to just peel that armor right off. And that's the first kill of the game for Caffeinated Knights. Back Bruiser being worked on here by Greymane and Lucio. They should be able to take that down, no problem here. Arc looking for the top side. Fatal Rampage going to go ahead and step onto this point. Just looking to get a little bit of healing and avoid Leoric. But now Grey Color, Love Dart, and Osmanthus are all here. They're looking for Blaze. Fatal Rampage goes on the outside. Bumped on back there by ETC, trying to form a body block. Slide is good onto Lucio. Fatal Rampage caught in the middle of nowhere will be going down. That's another nice rotation kill from the side of Caffeinated Knights. Looks like Virtuoso is going to be down here dealing with Felipe. As Cassia moves on back to the mid, Richard Gere has the interrupt on the channel. JTR manages to convert the top for now, but Arc is going to roll on in here and quickly take that back. Breakwood heading on down and sticking around the bottom side. Osmanthus. Nice bump back there to deny the Johanna value. Now Grey Color with the possession, trying to move on up here, getting the wave collapse. Richard here, there to ward Johanna away. Now we've got a rotation coming on down here. Breakwood is going to be stopped by the time trap. Incredible placement there by Felipe. There's the slide. There's the kill. The rotational awareness of Caffeinated Knights is fantastic here. That was a really nice play by Felipe. Another time trap just to move on back for a moment. As ETC is looking for a mid-channel. The Yorick not going to be able to get to the top side here. Richard Gere in the area is going to get those interrupts. Lucio not going to get another one. And the first dragon of the game goes to Caffeinated Knights. Triple push on the bottom side as Grey Color is going to put out those black arrows, keep these towers shut down. The entire bottom wall is taken away very quickly. Dragon Knight going to have to be abandoned there by Imagine as they move on down to defend the bottom lane. Looks like mid wall will go down, but that should be about all here as ETC will be popped out of that Dragon Knight in a moment for the kick onto JTR, but the gate was not quite down yet. Blaze coming to the mid, might be thinking about a flank, but the Dragon Knight coming on up thinks otherwise. Dragon Knight about 10 seconds from expiring regardless here. Should see ETC popping out of that in a moment. There we go, Osmanthus. Just trying to get on out of trouble in the mid lane there. Pretty similar to game number 1, a slight experience lead over to the side of Caffeinated Knights. They weren't really able to capitalize on that advantage in game number 1. We'll see if they can find something in game 2 as Chromie takes some damage on that engage. Fatal Rampage wants to find a stun here, but a nice spread from Love Dart and Felipe means that Osmanthus had the jet propulsion covered. Left side camp is going to be taken. Arc getting out of trouble there in the mid. Tens are now in for Caffeinated Knights. We've got the Slowing Sands, we've got the Mosh Pit, Entomb, Ancestral Healing, and Sylvanas still deciding will lock in that Wailing Arrow for Caffeinated Knights. On the side of Imagine, we've got the Curse Bullet, we got the Valkyrie, High Five, Blessed Shield, and Bunker. Blessed Shield is a fine choice in this spot as we see Sylvanas is caught there. Ancestral will connect, but there is the Valkyrie. Gonna get Felipe pulled back in, actually. Osmanthus with a gigantic mosh pit. Richard Gere trying to get out of trouble, but the Entomb is in. Actually manages to get into the bunker. And now Lucio will boost on back. Somehow no one is going down. Richard Gere is healing him up. Breakwood escapes on the top corridor. The slows from Love Dart are coming on through, though Chromie trying to chase with the damage is finally going to be Greymane going down. Fatal Rampage with a great turnaround on the stun. Can Grey Color get away? It looks like yes. My goodness, that looked like it was going to be a 5-player kill, but it only turns into a 1. As Imagine getting caught a little bit there in that fight. But with the bunker, with the spacing, and the pushbacks from Lucio, managed to only lose 1 hero. Arc on the top side, looking to complement Felipe on the bottom side and look for another quick dragon. Osmanthus is going to be interrupted here by JTR. As we see an engage onto Sylvanas in the mid, going to be quickly turned around. Lucio going to use the Unstoppable to try to get on through. Nice move back there to save Breakwood. Virtuoso could be in a spot of bother as the slow's coming on out. Blessed Shield's going to have to be hit. Osmanthus catches up and Johanna is taken down. They get the ult and the kill. 5-1 on kills here for Caffeinated Knights, and now they're looking for the bottom 4. Love Dart going to take that Curse Bullet there. Slowly heal up with those chain heals. Slide from Osmanthus is good. They're looking at JTR here. Moving into the mix is Greymane. Gets sent away. Wailing Arrow comes on out as we see Grey Color getting away from the Fend engage. JTR survives. Grey Color survives. Fatal Rampage working on the back bruiser camp here. Arc thinking about coming on down and grabbing a quick dragon. Osmanthus is going to board the wave, and the next dragon goes again to Caffeinated Knights. Johanna going to be spotted on the flank here by Love Dart. Virtuoso just trying to back clear these minions if at all possible and let the Dragon Knight tank those tower shots. Johanna has to move to safety. Chromie still has to deal with a top lane bruiser push, so is not here for this. Fatal Rampage just wants to find one on the outside. He's going to just get the stun onto ETC. Dragon Knight does have Leoric inside. Leoric has that movement speed to get away here. Is actually building into auto attack here on 13. Not going for the long spooky walk. Zark is looking for something here. JTR not going to get hit. There's the Valkyrie going to pull in Leo to the corner. Fatal Rampage bumped out of that jet propulsion. Nice Unstoppable is going to allow the bunker to come on down. Virtuoso jumping in as well. There's nothing to do but back off if you're Caffeinated Knights. Siege camps are up again. Both teams just going to go ahead and jump on those. Once again, not a terribly aggressive game. Virtuoso going to go ahead and check things out here on the left. The team is on the way. No one's going to get onto the point, though. Got 6 kills so far, 5 of which are on the side of Caffeinated Knights. As we see, camps are being taken all over the map. 14's even experience on both sides. So we now see a heavy rotation looking for Fatal Rampage. Felipe steps on up there. Nice dash to get on through the slowing sands by Blaze. Fifteens are here, but 16 advantage not here just yet as Osmanthus rebuffs another jet propulsion engage from Fatal Rampage. Virtuoso waiting on the outside will have to move on back as Love Dart was a heat-seeking missile towards that bush Johanna. Leo pushing up the bottom lanes, has the remnants of a camp left to go. Cassia will find Leo on that rotation. Looks like a possible clash in the mid here as Caffeinated Knights pop the black arrows looking for this. There is the Cursed Bullet and the Blessed Shield. ETC is going to get to slide on out of there, but there's a quick cleanse from Lucio. Silence Arrow does not connect in the back there. Now the Ancestral Healing will bring ETC back to full health.
Control both shrines.
Next shrines are open.
Dragon Knight's power is yours.
Next shrines are indeed open. Grey color is going to control the bottom shrine here for Caffeinated Knights. Top shrine can go over at any time, but looks like Fatal Rampage finally going to come on up here and deal with that. We're just kind of in macro mode right now. Cassia's just soaking this wave as it's pushed in. No big deal. Staying mounted. Bottom camp is going to be taken. Now 16s are here. A brief advantage. Arc is coming across. Moves back to safety. There's the jet propulsion. Just a nice Sia type of round of abilities there from Fatal Rampage. JTR moving on back as there's the Valkyrie actually coming out in the bottom lane. Chromie Stasis is going to save Felipe for now. Virtuoso looking, but is not going to find a squishy backliner. Finally, the Blessed Shield is going to slow down Chromie for now. Fatal Rampage wants a stun. Intercepted by ETC. Virtuoso trying to catch up to Chromie. Fatal Rampage wants a crossfire, not going to get it. It's actually ETC that's going to be going down first. Fatal Rampage still high health. Rhaegar goes down in the front. Chromie goes down in the back. Grey color gets behind the wall just barely, but that is a triple kill for the side of Imagine. However, sneaky Dragon Knight capped by Lucio here is going to waste the time a little bit and allow the members to come on back on the side of Caffeinated Knights. Oh, just reshifted in the seat there. Goodness gracious. Dragon Knight going to move in with this minion wave, work on the structure as Breakwood is booted on out of there. Richard Gear Virtuoso moving onto the bottom wall as Rhaegar and Chromie are only just now coming back up. Dragon Knight needs just a couple more swings here. That'll do it. See if Leo can get out of trouble. Shouldn't be too much problem. Meanwhile, ETC going for a huge flank here. This could be trouble. Slide is not good, but the bump back is. There is the mosh pit quickly interrupted. Can JTR escape? Unstoppable Lucio comes on out. There's the Blessed Shield as well. trying to catch up, but not very successful. Arc was on the way. Fatal Rampage is going to be stun stopped, and Tomb comes on out. Bunker is forced here by Fatal Rampage. They're going to burn that down quickly, and the body box still applied. It's a giant time trap. It's not enough to keep the Blaze alive, though. Blaze going to go down for the 4th kill of the game. Or the 6th kill of the game, I should say, for Caffeinated Knights. A little bit of a while we're here set of events. It's now a 6-3 structure advantage for Caffeinated Knights. Some pressure onto the wall here as the siege camp is gathered up. Still a little bit slow to go down. We'll finally be given the space for EU lawmakers to make sure that no American creation does well. Even cybernetic ones. Looks like we got a bruiser camp steal coming on out here. This could be risky. Breakwood, everyone is on the way. The time stop is actually going to stop Johanna there, who can't get onto the point. Oh no! Chromie with another great time trap stalls out the front line, and the camp is stolen by Caffeinated Knights. That bruiser camp going to be started up here as the top one still has to be cleaned out after it finally gets out of lane. I apologize, I got a little shiver there. Virtuoso thinking about another camp invade. There's the Blessed Shield, there's the Valkyrie. They're looking for Love Dart. Self-Ancestral is going to go for the save. Light Bomb, or the Entomb, is going to catch Breakwood, but Leoric is first to go down. So many low health bars. Somehow Sylvanas moving away here. Richard Gere looking for the last hit. It's the hammer that hits. Osmanthus catches everybody, but the damage is not high enough. Triple kill comes on through for Imagine as this next Dragon Knight is open and ready to be claimed. But look at the top lane here. Double bruiser camp still has to be dealt with, or it's going to take down most of this wall. The catapult in the back is being guarded forever here by this bruiser. Cassia has to control the top altar to give the next president, the next Dragon Knight a chance here. JTR is going to be allowed to take that Dragon Knight. Fatal Rampage clearing up the top side, and we're going to see level 20s online, and we'll see what a push looks like from the side of Imagine, as it appears their late game scaling is doing quite well. Arc about to be back here. Leoric returns to the battlefield. Sylvanas and ETC will be on the way. Bottom fort goes down. First one of the game here for the side of Imagine. Looking for a second here in the mid, but back to full strength now are the members of Caffeinated Knights. Dragon Knight moves away, and I'm sure that'll be abandoned.
I have seen enough.
Camp not ready just yet here on the left. So we're going to see Caffeinated Knights just try to even out their lanes. They've got the top lane push going, mid lane's in parity. It's just bottom lane they're trying to secure right now. It looks like bottom camp may be the bait or the choice as the side from Imagine finishes their right side camp. Osmanthus is going to get the bump back, and Love Dart sees the signal to move on out of there. Thinking about a re-engage here is Caffeinated Knights. Arc along the backside. Osmanthus is on the point and gets the bump back and gets the steal. Leoric is trying to gather them all up here, but another great bunker. Osmanthus with a huge mosh pit into the mix is going to be pulled away by the Valkyrie. Virtuoso trying to stay alive here as the Ancestral is starting to splash on through. ETC is the first to go down, but there goes Cassia in return. Fatal Rampage is in trouble and will fall. Arc, low on health, starts to move on back. Felipe in trouble, gets into the stasis. Can they save Chromie? Just one more second, and now Felipe is down. Going to be a 2 for 2 over that bottom camp. Wow, what a scuffle there on the bottom side. It ends up being 2 for 2, as now Leo is being raced down and Arc gets away. Remaining members of Imagine, just seeing if they can steal this. Grey Color right over the top here, has the other warp to get on out. Lucky it wasn't interrupted there. Bottom side siege is taken. Looks like Midford is going to be the next play. JTR just explaining why going Wolf on the structure is a bad idea.
Destroyed a fort.
Just rides Inhuman all the way out. Grey Color's going to get hit with the Blessed Shield. They're going to go for it. Nice purge. And nice use of the level 20 Bolt of the Storm there by Grey Color. Leo holding down the top side. Johanna holding down the bottom side. We'll have to see when the next big team fight breaks out. Grey Color, that's the double warp. Manages to barely get on out of there and has the Unstoppable for long enough to prevent 2 possible engages. Yorick waiting for a big flank here. He is called away. Could have a 5v5 situation down here in the bottom lane. JTR is trying to move on out of there. Now they're grouped up once again. Virtuoso wants to catch up to them here. There's the Unstoppable. Storm Shield coming on out as well from ETC. Big Entomb onto 2. Arc catches 2. Can they get this kill? No kill to be had, and Love Dart manages to keep everyone healthy. Looks like Imagine is starting to get the better of these late game fights. They have to control the top lane. They have to watch for that reseller rotation. It's absolutely possible. Rayman just going to go ahead and solo this back camp here. I will take some water. Left side Bruiser. All set to go. Will we see an invade here? That's a tough camp to invade. Looks like it's going to be no. Virtuoso pops the Iron Skin to try to move away, and Tomb does not land. It's a short cooldown, but a bit of a whiff there from Arc. No further engage is going to come to fruition. Breakwood looking for the interrupt. Oh no! Leoric was short, but Grey Color was not. Leoric in trouble is going to be run down. Very nicely played there from Imagine. Osmanthus is going to see the rotation coming on through. Might be looking for something here. Just gets the bump back. 2 ults will not catch ETC. That's a pretty excellent feeling as a tank. Knowing that you have a chance here without those 2 ults for a little bit longer. York about to be back. Fatal Rampage and Virtuoso are guarding the next turn and looking for one of their own. Interrupt by Felipe. Does not have the Piercing Sand, so has to rely on that aim still. Left side camp is stolen. JTR trying to get enraged to auto-attack this wall. See if they can get this Siege Giant camp any closer. Arc is back. Grey Color waiting on the flank. There's the Wraithwalk. They want to catch everybody. 2 in the Entomb, but there's the bunker. Going to get everyone back to safety. Cassia still in there as the stun comes out from Fatal Rampage. Blaze trying to get on back as Breakwood is being blocked. ETC is forced to slide away to receive the heals. Second going to come on through and heal up everybody once again. Mosh Pit onto 2. That's Lucio going down. Love Dart is trying to chase out JTR. One more auto. Cassia is going to fall as well. Caffeinated Knights are got the triple. They've got pressure in the top lane here. They're going to try to run down these last 2 heroes. Slide is good onto Fatal Rampage. Blaze goes down. Now Virtuoso going to take damage on the way out of here. Johanna trying to stay healthy. Sylvanas and Chromie working on the channel. And finally, Johanna will fall. Top keep is already down. 2 catapults are there. Are they going to be able to move up for the win? It's 30 seconds till the next one. They've got to go through the mid wall. They've got the minions, and there they go. They're going to try to go to the top side. They've got 20 seconds to do this. And the Dragon Knight on the way as well. And this looks like it's going to be the core. Very nicely played by Caffeinated Knights. They bode their time. Now they get the win in game number 2. GG. Very nicely played. Another well-controlled game there by Caffeinated Knights. Imagine was looking like they were coming on back. They started to show some pretty cool engages, but ultimately, the steady playstyle of Caffeinated Knights is working out very well as they go up 2-0. Let's check the post-match. See what we can see. It's Chromie by Felipe, barely ahead of Grey Color in the end. 77,000 hero damage coming on out there for Caffeinated Knights. Imagine JTR on the Grey main, top siege, top hero damage in the end. 75,500 coming on out there for the red team. We'll take a quick look at the talents as we close out our prediction. Let's see here. Prediction. K. No, I don't have the instant replay coolness that some other streams have. Maybe one day. Especially with this new processor. Maybe I can actually handle it. Maybe I can actually handle it. Alrighty, that's game number 2. Caffeinated Knights threatening to close out in a 3-0. Would not if Imagine has anything to say about it here. Looks like our next lobby is actually available, so we don't have to go to a short break. Look at that. We're just going to go ahead and update the map here. No short break required. Let's see. This one was chosen by Imagine. They did nearly pull it off. It was pretty close. It was pretty close on that fight. Looks like they do need about 5 minutes here. Okay, people are taking a quick break in the lobby, so we are going to take a short break. When we come on back, it'll be game number 3. Don't go far. Alrighty, looks like the R's are starting to come out, so we will bring it on back. We are setting up here for game number 3 in this Heroic Division semi-final matchup between Caffeinated Knights, who are up 2-0 over Imagine. Hope you're all having a great evening. Hope you're all excited for this next one. We've had a couple of series so far here on this channel that have looked like they're going to be a quick 3-0 and then went all the way to game number 5, and 2 other series that I've cast. I'm not sure if it's happened in any other ones, but we might be set up here again today for that. We'll have to see. Maybe Caffeinated Knights just have their number tonight, or maybe Imagine is going to bring it on back. Let's check out the map select to see that we are going to go to Sky Temple here for game number 3. Imagine choosing the map here. See if they can start the reverse sweep. Draft is up. Let's jump on in. Let us do it. Caffeinated Knights will once again be first to act here. See if the ban priority changes at all here on Sky Temple. Sticking with the Garrosh ban. Gotta use the research. There's a lot of research and a lot of data available on both of these teams so late in the season. So you're not going to see a ton of variety in the bans unless there's a very particular strat in mind. Imagine going to remove the Anduin here. Thank you, Sumbig. I do my best out here. Sorry, I just gotta respond to a quick message there. There we go. Sylvanas banned away here by Caffeinated Knights. Definitely a priority onto the Banshee Queen. And there's a Li Ming ban once again. I've not seen such Li Ming priority between 2 teams before. It seems like both teams are very willing to pick Li Ming super early in the draft, which is kind of cool. This is one of the cool things that you get in NGS. You get these insular metas. You get these matchup-specific drafts. So high priority onto Li Ming that Junkrat gets on through for Caffeinated Knights, and Imagine is going to run a double global here. Falstad to Haka. Try to run Sky Temple in that way. See if they can pull it off here. It's not that hard. It's not that easy to do, getting all that global coordination. But if you can pull it off, it is difficult to counter. Osmanthus going to go with the Johanna here. Arc opting for the Blaze. So going for a definite solid front line here on the side of Caffeinated Knights. Imagine looking at these three heroes, three scary heroes on the side of Caffeinated Knights, but they're just going to jump around, play around the map. May not be too worried about it here. Greymane going to be banned out by Imagine, one of the premier heroes here on Sky Temple for the siege potential and the camp taking potential, which is a lot of what Sky Temple is all about. Caffeinated Knights, looking at the double global, we'll see if they're interested in banning a third, banning out something like a Brightwing, and they will. Looks like not interested in picking that up for themselves. There's been some ETC floating around. We'll see if Imagine maybe wants to pick up that instead. Although ETC into Johanna Blaze Junkrat sounds like a truly awful time. See what they're thinking here for these next two picks. Richard Gere going for the Rhaegar. Once again, we're going to see the Lunara for Breakwood. Lunara can clean up those camps if she goes that level 4 talent. Rhaegar can clean up the camps just by being a little wolf man. But very map-focused heroes, very siege-focused heroes so far on the side of Imagine. They've got Falstad for the boss control as well, so not lacking in that regard. Though on the left-hand side, Caffeinated Knights, they're going to go for a Stukov Zeratul here between Love Dart and Grey Color. I like the Zeratul pick to possibly get onto Falstad and Lunara. Bit of an X-Factor hero. But in terms of staying and fighting on the point, I feel like Caffeinated Knights, despite not having a Mighty Gust, are going to be pretty scary to fight into here. Virtuoso going to round things out with a Diablo last pick for Imagine. Diablo should feel fairly safe. Into Zeratul Junkrat, not a ton of damage there, but into the Stukov Blaze, Diablo might get into a spot where they'll not be able to move for quite a long time. And even with Diablo's massive health bar, might eventually go down. But I like the last pick there from Virtuoso. I like the last pick. Let's go set up another prediction here. There we go. One more go at it. Possibly more goes at it, but one more go at it for this particular game. Now is the time to put your points on the line. Who's going to take this game number 3? Caffeinated Knights and Imagine are going to be butting heads once again. Looks like we are loaded up, so let's jump into game number 3. Here we go. On the left in the blue, once again, we have Caffeinated Knights. Arc is on the Blaze, Grey Color on Zeratul, Osmanthus on the Johanna, Love Dart is playing Stukov, and we've got Felipe on the Junkrat. On the right, in the red, it is Imagine. Richard Gere on the Rhaegar. Fatal Rampage is playing Dahaka. JTR is on the Falstad. Breakwood on Lunara. And Virtuoso on the Diablo.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Let's do it. It's game number 3 on Sky Temple. Looks like we might have a rush for the Vision. Virtuoso going to get there first. Caffeinated Knights with the Zeratul in their composition, not exactly very strong on the level 1 scrap. As we see topside Wisp getting that bottom side vision. The range on that Wisp is truly incredible. So the Wisp is seeing all of this bush and most of this bush with that level 1 Sentinel Wisp talent. It's pretty bonkers. It's a pretty bonkers ability for Lunara, and that's a big reason why Lunara is so favored at the high levels of play. Just having that vision and coordinated play, having that information that the other team doesn't have, and preventing the other team from staying off the map is very important. Grey Color explaining why Zeratul is unstealthing. Alright. Shall we flame? Alright, Grey Color. I imagine Grey Color is just cleaving nothing to get the globes to come closer. Oh, the beast steps. Got it. Yes, so if you start to Hearth, you actually dismount there, so just a little bit of an explanation there. Very, very respectful from the Zeratul, just being like, hey, Just doing a little bit of an unstealth to grab those experience globes. What a nice fella. Both teams grabbing their siege camp, now both teams grabbing their bruiser camps coming on up next here. Fatal Rampage looking for one in the mid, but not going to get it. Lunara is pre-4, so the brunt of this will be taken down by Richard Gere. I imagine once we see the Lunara 4, it's going to be the siege talent, but I guess we'll have to see. A lot of Lunaras are going for the Blossom Swell talent on 4 these days. Well, there it is, Nature's Culling. I absolutely think that's the choice for the map. But there's a lot of Blossom Swell going on out there at level 4 for Lunaras right now. There's a stun coming out. Nice cleanse from Richard Gere. Gets Virtuoso out of trouble for the meantime, but now rooted on the low side. And that's what I mean for Diablo. Like, Diablo's not going to be really threatened by the poke of Junkrat so much, but is going to have a lot of trouble moving around very much once locked down by Caffeinated Knights. You see the root come on out, Silence is next, hold back in and slowed, Virtuoso trying to reposition for a move in by Fatal Rampage. There's a double stun there from Arc, as Felipe on less than 5 health manages to get away. Now Arc is being slowed down by Rhaegar, Osmanthus gathers them all up and Arc gets away. And we are still at no kills despite everyone so close to death. Goodness gracious me. Virtuoso pulled in there by the concussion mine as the temples are now activating. Looks like Dahaka controlling the mid for now here for Imagine. Zeratul looking for Falstad on the bottom side. JTR is pushed on out. Topside temple going to be taken over by Caffeinated Knights as it looks like Dahaka will grab the mid uncontested for the meantime. Arc looking for Richard Gere here. Actually tries to get the stun on Virtuoso but misses, but it's very nicely repositioned there by Diablo back onto the left side. Virtuoso looking for another engage, but is spotted once again on that low side. Looks for Felipe. Junkrat. Gotta be a little bit careful. Gonna bump on out of there. JTR in the mix is now. Love Dart is being targeted. That is Stukov going down. Arc is caught on the wrong side of things here. Gonna be stunned after rooted. Blaze trying to move on back with that adrenaline rush. But now Blaze is going down. Double kill coming on out for the first kills of the game from Imagine as they grab the last couple shots from this top temple. Felipe gonna get behind the wall there as JTR is coming on up for a possible gank. Siege camps are up once again. Caffeinated Knights expected to be behind at this point with the Zeratul. I'm surprised they actually stayed and fought so long on that top point. They give Imagine an opportunity and they jump ahead a little bit in experience. Well played indeed. Meanwhile, on the top side, Arc is going to try to finish off this top structure. One crossfire, not going to do it. One more should. There it is. Going to jet propulsion on back to safety. So first structure of the game is still going to go over to Caffeinated Knights. Breakwood trying to step up and clear on the bottom side here. Zeratul flanking, but Breakwood feels the heat and gets behind the wall. Diablo's actually very good into these siege giants. If Diablo can actually get near the wave, you can flip one giant and push the other one in and let the wall deal with it, which is a pretty cool sort of off-lane Diablo strat. Gotta make sure you don't grab a minion, though. Level 10s are here for Caffeinated Knights. We've got the Flailing Swipe, Might of the Nerazim, Bunker, Blessed Shield, and Riptire. Over inside of Imagine, we'll get in a second, is here, as Virtuoso is pulled back in. Grey color looking for some body blocks, but the Shadow Charge comes on out. There's the Lightning Breath going to be put onto 3 after a slow from Lunara is applied. Nice little synergy there. You did see that Lightning Breath coming on out. It's also Isolation, Mighty Gust, Ancestral Healing, and Leaping Strike here for Lunara. Going to be playing a little bit more aggressive, looking for a bit of repositioning ability. Here is Breakwood. See Grey color once again. Doing a little unstealth there in the mid lane. Still think that's just such a class move. It's like, hey, by the way, I'm about to do something that seems rude, and here's why. I appreciate it. I do appreciate it. Bottom temple going to be started up here by Caffeinated Knights as Dahaka and Falstad were working on the top bruiser camp. Great color. Having that ult is a little bit more of a threat onto the backline here. As Diablo looking for an opportunity. Fatal Rampage and JTR are going to come on in to start this fight. Felipe in trouble is going to be pushed on back by the Gust. Trying to get the Riptire off, but is interrupted. Felipe going to go down to the poison on the low side. Junkrat falls. Grey color managing to get away on this fight. And Imagine pick up another kill on a great global invade there on the bottom lane. Blaze is going to go have to deal with the top side here. Oh, the tongue lands onto Zeratul, and Grey color is taken down. Fatal Rampage throws out the Q and strikes gold here. Imagine with a very nice pick in the mid.
My temple's power.
That could be an opportunity for a boss here. Still 19 seconds on Gust, but with Zeratul down and Junkrat only just now back, looks like they have an opportunity. Lunara locked on, dealing a ton of damage to this boss. Virtuoso going to be tanking these shots as Caffeinated Knights know what's coming. Boss claimed here by Imagine. Are they going to go for the greed? They're looking at this left side camp. Boss is stopped at the bottom wall. They've got to watch for a rotation. Grey color sees it. Moved off the point. There's the silence. Oh, JTR, gotta watch out. Arc coming on down is going to be intercepted there by Virtuoso. Arc is going to go ahead and drop that bunker. Nice job forcing out the ult there by Imagine. As they continue to press their lead here. Their experienced lead, at least. They're still a little bit behind on structure damage, as this is the first structure they have taken down. 13s are about to be here. For Caffeinated Knights, Grey color. Visible but not targetable there by Virtuoso. Arc pushing on the top side here. Fatal Rampage has the clear. Arc gonna get a quick stun there and a crossfire. Getting a little bit greedy as there is the leap in from Breakwood. Double leaping strike. Can Arc actually get out? Very, very low here. Has the tap and has enough health to escape. Cheeky play nearly punished there by Imagine. Back bruiser of Caffeinated Knights is going to be claimed here as we have a double altar phase coming up next. Far top and far bottom. Putting some damage into the top wall here. Going to try to get as much mileage out of these shots as possible, as Imagine. Zeratul cleaning up the bottom lane as it looks like we have a 4v4, possibly a 4v5 though if Dahaka digs on up here. Bruiser camp going to try to create some space. As Osmanthus moves onto the point, JTR is just going to back away. Checking on Zeratul and Dahaka here. Grey color and Fatal Rampage going to duke it out, but we're going to have to keep our eyes on that one. Dahaka won the last match up there. Zeratul taking some hits on the bottom side. I'm just watching health bars as we check on the top side fight. Dahaka getting a little bit low there is going to throw out the isolation. Pops the essence as well. I'm just calling this off the health bars. Now we've got the flailing swipes coming out on the top side. JTR wants a gust, is going to push two into the corner. Virtuoso engages onto Love Dart and is going to go ahead and hit the Lightning Breath with the bunker saving everybody, but now they're on the wrong side. Felipe in trouble as Fatal Rampage has joined the fight. It's going to be Stukov going down. Somehow Felipe staying alive. Less than 10 health onto 5, and that's Junkrat going down. The regen was not enough. Fatal Rampage is taking shots from the fort, though. Now Richard Gere in trouble, dealing damage with the Lightning Shield. That's a counter double kill. Underneath the fort range that stayed alive, and it will fall to these shots. Grey color on the low side, grabbing the last of the bottom side shots. Very nice job by Osmanthus and gathering up and slowing down members of Imagine for that counter double kill. But that invade there from Falstad to Haka once again proving very deadly and very effective here for Imagine. And Junkrat almost got out of that one, going down to 3 HP once again. But couldn't quite get enough regen. Camp's being claimed by both sides now. Right side camp is up in 5 seconds. We'll see if there's going to be a scuffle over that. Boss is up in 1:20. Virtuoso check-in here is going to see Osmanthus in the area. Lunara Falstad a little bit behind here, but they are going to get here quickly. Tahaka ready to join as we see the root, the silence. Nice unstoppable from Richard Gere. JTR taking some hits on the top side here as now the swipes coming on out. Fatal Rampage looking for a drag. Gets the movement speed once again. Wants Love Dart, does not connect though. Counter root, counter stun is good. The Gust is going to save Dahaka, and Virtuoso goes right in. Blessed Shield whiffs there as Diablo remains on full health. Osmanthus gets onto the point, but has to jump off there, and the camp goes over. Love Dart in trouble as Junkrat is taken down by the Lightning Breath. Blaze going to fall as well, and Imagine has the double kill on this camp invade. Now clearing out the bottom side here is Imagine. Boss is in 27 seconds. That's not enough here. Grey Color going to double blink out to safety. Osmanthus has to clear the top side here, and this is now a tough spot. We're still even on structures. This top push getting damaged though, I believe puts Imagine ahead as their walls are all still good. So they're slightly ahead here. Caffeinated Knights, though, they had a pretty decent structure advantage before that's been whittled away by these team fights that have been won by Imagine. Virtuoso gets the reposition there as it's going to be 5-on-4 until Dahaka joins. Blessed Shield comes on out. They're looking for the Diablo. Silence goes on through, and Dahaka's coming on in. Ancestral is going to be blunted by the -35 healing. Swipes away from Love Dart. There's the Gust away from Falstad. Grey Color looking to follow up on the back line. And it looks like Caffeinated Knights have grabbed the point for this first one. Vision Wisp is still catching everybody, but it is about to expire, and here comes Imagine once again. Fatal Rampage is moved away there by Felipe, as most of the shots went over to Caffeinated Knights there, but the last couple shots go to Imagine. Now Zeratul is looking to claim these topside shots, and a boss is going to be called here by Imagine. The team is coming on down, Zeratul coming as well. Imagine sees that the temple has stopped firing, they see Johanna on the way, and they're going to try to disengage. Boss is starting to leash here. Gets quickly stalled there by Osmanthus. Grey Color blinks on out of trouble. And Boss is abandoned here by Imagine. Left side siege is going to be picked up by Caffeinated Knights. A little bit of a while we're here camp. Grey Color looking for an opportunity there. Not going to hit the Singularity Spike. Now that Wisp remaining elusive on the bottom side of the map. As both teams getting close to their level 20, still so even on this structure count. It's going to come down to the next big fight. It's going to come down to who can control the boss. And both teams are definitely warding this boss. Osmanthus looking for a way to move across is going to start this camp here. A very aggressive play from Caffeinated Knights. Going to dare Imagine to come on in, and they will not take it. It's going to be a double siege camp push in the bottom lane for Caffeinated Knights. Falstad steps up to try to get some clear. Zeratul flanking on the edge here is going to be pinged, and JTR moves back. Caffeinated Knights looking to force something here. JTR gets out of trouble. Virtuoso escapes to the mid lane. The siege in the bottom lane is continuing. Most of one camp is taken down. The other one will fall as well. Boss is going to be started. Another 5-on-5 boss attempt. This time, Caffeinated Knights is going for it. The Wisp is going to scout this out. Virtuoso is repositioned. Root comes on out. There's the stun as well. There's the reposition. Felipe is going to get the Riptire here, but it's going to be interrupted by Virtuoso. Boss is getting low here. There's the flank from Breakwood and from JTR. Double leap onto Felipe is now... Oh, the turnaround is good. The Gust coming out a little bit late there. Lunara is caught. The boss is going to be staying alive long enough for Caffeinated Knights to try to get on the point. Osmanthus is pinned, though. Osmanthus is pinned, turns it around with the Blessed Shield, and now the boss goes over to Caffeinated Knights. Gray color is getting away here. Somehow JTR survives off the one kill. Caffeinated Knights go for the boss. Now they want Fatal Rampage. Dahaka is gonna go down. Could this be it? Fatal Rampage goes down. Bottom lane pressure here from Caffeinated Knights. The boss is on the way. 2 members down. Could this be a push to victory? 20 seconds on Lunara. They've got to be very careful on this defense, very deliberate. JTR is a threat here with the gust coming up in 8 seconds, but the keep is falling fast. JTR looking for the combo. JTR is actually safe from the combo there as Osmanthus comes in onto 2. The root silence as Virtuoso is pushed into the back. Diablo is doing a good job of stalling out for Dahaka to return, but now the core is starting to take some damage. Breakwood back is going to try to clear out this boss. Throws in a bit of that poison. Boss is getting very low. It's going to fall here. Core is down to 88%. They're jumping into the bunker. Caffeinated Knights is trying to go for it. Breakwood is caught. Lunar is taken down by the Zeratul. Can Diablo defend the core? We're down to 45%, but the boss is gone. There's 30%. They need just a little bit more. Caffeinated Knights is trying to finish down past 10, and that is going to be it. Caffeinated Knights with the 3-0 victory in very exciting fashion. GG. A tight play. A lot of bold calls there from Caffeinated Knights. They managed to come out ahead on the boss call, on the core call, and they will take the 3-0 and move on to the Heroic Grand Finals. Very nicely played. Let's go into the post-match summary. See what the stats can tell us here. Felipe on the Junkrat leading the way on hero damage, 49,000 for Caffeinated Knights there. Over on the side of Imagine, it was Virtuoso on the Diablo actually leading the way on the damage in a deathless effort there for Imagine, getting a ton of work done with the Flame Stomps and with the Lightning Breaths there, actually locking up a few kills. But unfortunately, just not enough in the end. The boss control goes over to Caffeinated Knights and they push for victory. Take a look at the talents. And we'll see if we can get ourselves an interview with our winning team. Let's go on over to the Discord. Let's get on into the lobby. All right. Alrighty. Looks like you're already here. Fantastic. Arclaw, thanks for joining me.
We also have Felipe joining us, so two-player interview.
Felipe, welcome.
It's your boy, Felipe. What's up?
Congratulations on the 3-0 here in the semifinals.
Thank you, sir.
3-0 is the score, but it looked like a pretty hard-fought 3-0 there to get. Starting off on Alterac Pass, probably your most decisive victory of the matchup. Tell me about the draft strategy there. Did you feel like, it seemed like fights were something that you were mostly trying to avoid in the end? What was sort of the game plan going into Alterac?
I can take this one a little bit. So, like,
I gotta look at my draft, but yeah.
Yeah, it was a combination of, hey, what do they play that we want to make sure that they don't get? In a combination of what do we play that we're comfortable in that map? Trying to leave one of the range DPS as last pick to be able to flex. That was the Vala pick that we had at the end, and it looked really good into that comp. They didn't have a whole lot of dive. I think Diablo Tychus, which is what they had, is very difficult to get kills with because Diablo charges away and then Tychus has a hard time catching up. So I felt pretty safe playing the Vala, and I think the Vala got I went AA Vala and I thought I could make it without getting killed, and I think I got a lot of value out of that. That was kind of the draft strategy there. And I think that it worked out pretty well that game.
It did, and we knew going into the series this was going to be a tough series. Imagine is a really good team, and they have beaten us before, so we knew it was going to be a tough match.
Speaking of the drafts there, it seemed like there was definitely a lot of research done on both sides. some, target bans that made it all the way through, a couple of flex bans here and there. Tell me about Li Ming in this series. It seemed like a very high priority in draft for both teams.
Yeah, I think we realized that Breakwood is a really strong living player, and we didn't necessarily want to face against it too often, if possible. So that was part of our plan. Bray is also a really strong living player anyway, so that can cover it.
Yeah, I think it's funny. I think all 4 DPS players in out of the 10 are Liming players. Like me and Gray both play Liming. Breakwood and JTR I think also plays Liming. He's a really good Liming too. So I think it was a very contested pick because everybody had 2 Liming players. So I think that's what happened there.
It was an interesting wrinkle in the draft that I don't get to see much. It's always I was saying to Chad, it's always cool to see how drafts collide in just one series between two particular teams and how it's never quite the same in any matchup. So that was a cool thing to see there.
The rematch kind of informs the next. So like, based on what we see and what I imagine has seen of us, things has changed over time, and like we saw that their garage is really scary, so we made sure to not have to face that at all today.
Mm-hmm. Looking at the game number 2 there on Dragonshire, it looked like Imagine was trying to go a little more aggressive in the early game, coming in for some camp invades there, moving around the map looking for the picks. Was there did you feel like that was coming from the draft, or was that a little bit unexpected in the early going?
I don't know about seeing it from the draft, but it was definitely a good play by them. It's a type of play that we play decently often. So
Yeah, I
I
think it was more of like, let's invade them before they invade us because
Right.
like we're probably gonna do it. So it really and it worked. I mean, it caught us off guard a couple of times. We were like, okay, even like as a chromie, right? We really want to fight in that siege camp choke, and even those fights that it didn't really go well for us because I think we're not used to being invaded. I guess.
So I guess secret pro tip: invade us. Turns out.
Yeah.
Speaking of the Chromie there, it's fallen out of favor a little bit in that bottom lane, but it used to be a lot more popular, maybe, about half a year ago. Do you feel like Chromie still, fits in that bottom lane anchor, top tier? Because lately it's been like, Junkrat, Hanzo, Lunara basically exclusively, but the Chromie looked pretty decent, especially with those time traps picking up those kills. Is that something that you feel teams should look at more often?
Yeah, I think the time traps are really what does it there. I mean, it's like I think top tier Junkrat, and I think getting Junkrat on that map is illegal as an anchor bottom. And then after that, I think the Sagara, the Chromie, the Lunara, the
It's also really
Hanzo,
annoying
right?
there. Like the vision
Yep.
Wisp on Lunara is probably the most annoying thing to play against in that map, where rotations matter so much.
Yeah, but in my opinion, at least, I think the Chromie is still very high. Like after Junkrat, if we ignore Junkrat, I think Chromie is still one of the top priorities for anchoring bot. I think the time traps are really strong. I think it got us. Yeah, there was a couple of times that it got us kills because it was able to stall enough for the team to get there.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think it got a lot of value there.
For sure.
Absolutely, looking pretty good down there. Yeah, solid victory there on Dragonshire. A little bit tighter that time. Went a little bit late in the game compared to the first one, but a good victory to be sure. Moving into the last game there on Sky Temple, you mentioned that Lunara Vision was really doing some work there. It seemed it was a lot of interesting places that Wisp was hidden away. Did that stall out any planned rotations, any ganks there when you suddenly realized a giant area was in vision of that Sentinel Wisp?
Yeah, a lot of the comments were, "Yo, does anyone know where the stupid Wisp is?"
Right.
So we can finally do something. Because a lot of the times it was not where we expected to be, and it was like, okay, like we just ignore it now. Like, does anybody
It was
know?
also annoying for the Zera tool, which wants to not be able to go wherever he wants, with the Wisp kind of really stopped as well. And the double globals, that was so painful to deal with Daka borrowing in from the back. Like, oof, that was definitely the toughest match of the series for us, or at least
Yep.
from my perspective.
going
no, I
through
agree.
that game, definitely the double global was a huge part of Imagine's team fight there, and the early fights definitely coming up big for them there. Were you able to make any adjustments sort of as the game went on to see when those globals were coming through, or was it just let's position as best we can until we see them arrive?
Personally, I changed. Sorry, I'll go really fast. Personally, I changed the way I was playing because I was putting my traps really forward, and then I kept getting the Hakkad, and I died to that too many times. So in the later fights, I was putting more defensive traps, kind of to if the Hakkad comes, it's gonna be waiting here for him. And then I asked the team too, like guys, it's like I think when we were playing around boss, I said we're gonna set up all my stuff here, all the traps, and let's try to fight around here instead of trying to fight in their territory. And I think that ended up working out in the end.
I would agree with that. I think we were definitely punished for some of our lack of positioning and mispositioning in the early game, and like especially in like the Junkrat trap, as well as some of the positioning played as we played later in the game helped us. But yeah, the ability for Dahak and Falster to flank from any place is really scary.
That's true. That's true. Tell me about the final boss call there. Both teams making some, no one down boss calls there, but deciding to go for it in those final moments. Did you feel like it was a risk worth taking, or you just had enough of an advantage on that point to go for it there? Tell me about the decision to just go ahead and rip that boss.
Yeah, that was the rat factor. We set up the rat, and then we said, let's take this boss, and if they come fight, and then we have the rat. And we had our traps everywhere. I think Diablo came in, stepped on a couple of traps, got blown somewhere, got silenced, got trapped again. And I mean, I don't think we still killed him because we couldn't kill Diablo with that comp.
Right.
But it was still annoying enough that, like once those traps, with Junkrat, right? Those traps are already set up. Once those traps go down and are stepped on, I'm ready to put more traps down. So I think that choke was just like, let's fill it up with traps and see what we can do with this. And yeah, it's still risky because it was 20 versus 25 v5. Like the only advantage we had was the rat factor in the and then the division. They had to come into our territory to take that fight. So that was really the only reasoning behind that.
For sure, and we were definitely scared of the potential gust. We initially wanted to try to do it before they got 20, but it was too slow, or they got 20 really fast anyway. But it did end up working out because, as Felipe said, it wasn't an easy terrain for them to kind of walk over on. They had to come in from all the way around, like with the Lunara, who couldn't just walk in through the boss, followed the Diablo. Lunara had to go all the way around to the top, which put her in a slight rough position.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think both their DPS ended up having to go around and come through the top left side. And that's how we got the first kill, I think. So it was just a really hard area to walk into.
Well, you took advantage of it well. You take the fight, you take the kills, and moving into the core there, little bit dicey, but you do manage to take it down for the 3-0. Another excellent series win. Looking forward in the playoffs here. We're still waiting on 30K Violet and Bronze 6 to play this Sunday. Is there a particular matchup you're looking forward to, or a matchup you're expecting for the finals next week?
I think it can go either way. Bronze 6, I think, has improved significantly since the beginning of the season, and they've shown that they're a better team than what their score indicates. So I think 30K definitely has a much tougher match than what the seeding might indicate. So I'm looking forward to what happens. I don't know either way what will happen, but I'm looking forward to a really fun finals.
Fantastic. Good to hear. All right. Arcloth, Felipe, thank you so much for joining me. Any final shout outs you'd like to make before we close out here?
Shout out to Dixie, one of our teammates' dog who recently passed away. So we have your. I dedicate this win to you.
Very nice. Very nice. Anything for you, Felipe?
Yes, on a happier note, shout out to the team. Good job, everybody. Shout out to Love Dart for always stopping me from inting. And shout out to Imagine. That was a really good series. Each game got harder and harder. So yeah, very, 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 very good team. That was a lot of fun. Great job, everybody. And yeah, thanks for the games. Thanks for the cast. Shout out to you too for casting.
Yeah, for
Appreciate it.
sure.
My pleasure.
Like the casters in NGS just makes it so much more fun because it's not just about the games I play. I can also watch what other people are doing and just have something to do before I go to sleep, or don't go to sleep and just watch for the whole night.
Excellent, excellent.
In some cases,
we definitely do appreciate our casters as much as they're able to do for us here at NGS. Thank you both so much for coming on by. Congrats again on the 3-0, and we're going to look forward to seeing you in the grand finals.
all right.
Thank you.
Have a good evening.
You as well.
You too.
All righty, team.